Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having a small GD of around 15 minutes where you'll be supposed to have a friendly group discussion among yourself, and a topic will be given with 3 leads. You have to choose one lead and portray your points as per your knowledge. Remember, this is just a friendly discussion and you don't need to shout or encroach other person's area. Give chance to others, and so you speak. Make sure you inculcate your points, whatever you want to say, and be very open about it. Okay. So the topic for today is, as we are upgrading our transport infrastructure, which one, in your opinion, will be major beneficiary? First, commerce. Second, tourism. Third, sustainability. I'm repeating. As we are upgrading our transport infrastructure, which one, in your opinion, will be major beneficiary? First, commerce. Second, tourism. Third, sustainability. You may start.
Gentlemen, I believe that commerce is the field which is most affected when we do not have ample amount of infrastructure present in the country. Like if we see that Indian Railways has created dedicated freight corridor in the eastern and the western region, and it has made sure that all the people who are using the road transport, like the trucks which are on the roads, are now giving Indian Railway a chance to serve them. It is very beneficial because Indian Railways is doing it at a cheaper cost with maximum output being produced. Trains like Sheshnag are the ones with a range of with a length of 5 kilometers, and they are going in such a way that a large chunk of goods are being transported from one part to the other, and it is very cheap, and also it is benefiting the country.
Gentlemen, to the point of case number 3, I would like to say that the road infrastructure is majorly affecting the sustainability. As we all know that the people, the road connecting villages to the town as well as the cities. So it is very much important for the people of any region to get a better infrastructure related to roadways, by which they will be able to connect to other places.
Adding to just number 6 point, I would like to say that I believe road infrastructure, even transport facilities are majorly benefiting the tourism sector, because tourism sector is majorly depends on the transport facilities. If transport facilities would not be available, people could not travel, and that would create several hindrances in the economy of that region. A robust transport network, be it by plane, by railways, or by road, for example, the recent highways, recent bridge on the Chenab River, that has not only facilitated tourism not only in Kashmir region and mountainous region, but also in several places where, like tribal areas, northeast countries, where northeast areas where the tourism was not that prevalent a few years back. This not only helps develop the economy of the region, but also provides a great boost to employment of the region. Thank you.
As previous speaker said, that I would like to say that as 70% of the transportation has been done by the trucks and all, which creates a huge number of traffic and congested traffic on the roads. And shifting towards the railway infrastructure, government has passed to the budget of 67 thousand crore rupees in order to build dedicated freight corridors to boost the transportation, and it will save our economy also at the budget on the coals as well as petroleum would be reduced.
Adding to the point of this number, I would like to say that if we have to use basically a renewable source of energy like EVs, etc., so we can less pollute our environment.
But if we use the trains and dedicated freight corridors, then a huge number of ample amount of goods can be transported in just 1 minute. But if we use small chunks of trucks, and it will pollute more. As we have not
Roadways are much more important because in many areas, like tribal areas in northeast and the other Naxali areas, where train transports and flight corridors are not able to be, their roadways are most important and most effective way of transport. As India is a growing economy, and we can see that India has surpassed Japan in the economy region, and we are the third biggest economy of the country. And as a growing economy, as a country which is on its best developing stage, and we are moving to the vision of 2047 Viksit Bharat. the commerce industry is very much important for the country, and it is as we can see that most Naxal affected areas are now being connected via roads, and also Indian Railways is working on the concept of Konkan Railways to move the road traffic on Indian railway tracks, so that the roads are less congested, and it has suited the tourists also, because tourists are getting less congested roads, and also 100% electrification to which the Indian Railways is going towards. It is making sure that this development is very much sustainable, and we can grow on a very fast pace, and also it will contribute to the GDP of the country, as most of the FMCG firms and also the entrepreneurial mindsets, they are coming up with the best ideas, so that the commerce of the country is on its all-time high.
I agree with the chess number three. As we all know that the transport and commerce is very important for the development of a nation. But when it will sustain, when the people will be having the good infrastructure, the mode of transport will be good. It will boost the tourism as well. It will boost the commerce, by which we will be able to get the foreign investment as well. But when it will be sustaining, as good transport infrastructure will be boosting the development, and the reason behind it is like example, one of the example given by my friend, that the red corridor, it is not having the good transport, and hence it is not having the good infrastructure, and the industries are not there. But so in order to supply the fulfill the supply and the need, so better transport is the basic need.
Adding to the point of
Indian tourism is growing in India, but there are some hurdles in India that's like in Uttarakhand and other hilly areas where the roads are making. But there are some hurdles because they affect the nature, which is dangerous for our nature and where their people live there. So I think not making only commerce and road infrastructure is good for India, but also for the nature.
According to me,
point of
tourism is
customer
more,
I would like to
much more
say that
important, because
tourism is also helpful in creating employment. Like various places where, like we have
But for nature,
hilly areas,
but for age, but where the
but
people live there,
as
it is for
Statue of
hurdle for
Unity
them.
has made
they also
important
create
something,
employment in
we
that
have
area.
Yeah,
examined
it's
that
good, but
in
for
making
nature.
of Statue of Unity, we have spent 3,000 crores, but we had earned till now we had earned more than 1,000 crores by tickets, and also the tourists the tourists who visit the Statue of Unity has spent the more than 3 or 4 times that the price of tickets. Means we have spent only 3,000 crores, but we have earned approx 6,000 crores in just 3 to 4 years. So tourism is also a major part of our economy, and it will help us to grow. We spend only one time in tourism places, and we help it to construct the cities, because Statue of Unity, where Statue of Unity has made, there was a tribal population, but now there is a city where most of the tourists of India visits, and have getting earned more than.
I agree with this point that tourism is a very essential place, very essential role, because tourism preserves the identity of the particular state or the nation of the country, and if the development grow in this space, it would adversely affect the nature and the things of the tribal people, that they are feeling insecure for this, that they are not allowing their people to develop it at this way to create a mode of transport. So it can also preserve that. So it may be that tourism is also important in this. Adding to
The
chess
local
number
commerce of the
17,
country is
I would
very
like to
much
say that
very
tourism
much benefited by the Inland Waterways Authority of India being made sure that it is rejuvenated. It is rejuvenated to make sure that all the rivers which are flowing in India, and the inland waterways, they are mostly used to take goods from one place to another. Like we have a very good example in Varanasi. Like all the wood which is being used in the crematorium ground of Manikarnika Ghat are being transferred from Nabo Ghat to Manikarnika Ghat via boats. It is a very sustainable way to transport wood, and it shows that how decongestion on road happen, because if a lorry is moving with such great loads, it can cause a lot of congestion on the roads. But this sustainable way of transport is making sure that a lot of good is transferred in a sustainable way. Also, Inland Waterways Authority of India is making this transport facility to move goods from north to south, east to west, or following the biggest rivers like Ganga, so that goods from Ganga and Yamuna, so that the goods from New Delhi, etc. places can go to Kolkata, not only by road, train, or airways, but also by the water.
Gentlemen, as far as the commerce is concerned, we know that India is, when we compare the Indian economy from the Chinese economy, we see that China is the manufacturing hub, but India can do good in the service sector. So for that, we need a proper transport infrastructure.
Adding to
it
the
will-
For
point
transport,
one,
we are shifting towards metro cities and metro trains. For
Now, transport facilities are also being used for tourism. For example, the toy train in Shimla or the Darjeeling Mountain Railway, which is also a heritage site now. Adding to that I would like to also state the other facilities such as the Vande Bharat Express, which has been launched mainly to boost tourism between several countries. In the inaugural speech, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also stated and emphasized this point that tourism is highly important for the economy. Moreover, several cruises are being started. For example, in my city, only Varanasi, there has been a cruise started, Ganga Vilas. That is also not only boosting the tourism of the city, but also the tourism for waterways. For this is also helping and boosting the economy of the country.
I agree.
But there are some hurdles in waterway because most of the ships and most of the ships and launches they use diesel. Instead of diesel, we can use CNG.
Okay, gentlemen, last 5 minutes.
For tourism, we cannot compromise our sustainability of environment and all. Though we need tourism as a for our GDP growth, but we cannot on the as we know that India is a country of culture and spiritual places, and that's also as counted as tourism places. And most of our economy is also dependent on tourism. The infrastructure which is made by our ancestors, by Mughals, and by Marathas, and from Vedic era, we have much more infrastructure than other countries, and
I would like
it
to quote
also
important
affecting our
example of
economy.
this that in this year that the Mahakumbh that is celebrated in Varanasi, Prayagraj, the thousands and millions of lakhs of people coming in this bhumi of Varanasi, and the people gathered together in the transportation, and we are facing the transportation issue during this time that auto and the convenient route is getting getting convenient, and that it is people using train and by car. They are coming from the Karnataka, Chennai, or some other places that coming in Varanasi. That is the biggest hub that the tourism that support in Mahakumbh that we have seen. It is a live example that we have seen this year. That it also helps in the transportation. If we are working on the transportation, we should expand it on the commerce and sustainability of it. Adding to the point of just number 70, I would like to say that for building the infrastructure, government has passed a budget to build 10,000 kilometers more highway in order to boost the tourism and for the economic growth.
I would like to add to this point. Not only transportation is helping boost tourism, it is also expanding India's soft power. How? Let me explain. India, when people go to several tourist sites, they not only post the videos of that, but also in a way advertise and spread the knowledge about those information throughout the world. The growth of India's culture, India's history throughout the world is not only allowing foreigners to come to India and help in expanding India's foreign investment, but moreover, it is also expanding India's soft power. Not only is India growing its not only is India growing and expanding its cultural heritage and cultural soft power, it is also again in repeating my point that it again also helping the workers and the local workers of the region. For example, the GI tags. Several people are coming from foreign to see the GI tags of India. Transportation provides them a medium to do so. If proper transportation is not there, India's soft power could not be increased that much. Thank you.
Okay, last 1 minute.
As compared to China, Indian tourism is not good as other countries because many tourists come to India, but they face some hurdles in the insulting, and maybe some Indian people abuse them. whatever.
The recent report of the government of India showing that the GDP of India has increased by leaps and bounds in the second trimester of this financial year, and it has happened because the golden quadrilateral network and the Srinath trains are doing fantabulous work, and also we can see that world's first ropeway transport facility has started in India, and it is only for tourists. But at the time of crisis, or if we need to transport commerce from one place to another, then this ropeway transport is the one which can change definition of transport in the very near future. So I can say that commerce is the domain which is most benefited with this increase in transportation facility all across India.
Okay, gentlemen, that's a wrap. Okay, time is up, gentlemen. Time is up. That was a. You guys can assess yourself that this is my baseline and what kind of things I need to prepare for, and what things should I look forward to. Because in your actual SSB also, in the PPDT, the same kind of group will be there. The group dynamics will be same, and there you have to perform in the same manner. Here, test number 8. You haven't spoken a word. You didn't give your points, so that's okay. You might be feeling that this is overwhelming for you. So during the GD, there are some points we should keep in mind. I thought after the GD, I should be telling this. First, if you are trying to say something, keep it short, like 20-second, 25-second max. Here, test number 3. 3 was whenever he spoke for like a minute, and you guys were not coming in to give your points. So if he's taking more than 20-30 seconds, he's taking your time. See it that way, that if he's taking of 15 minutes, 1 minute he's speaking, now you have remaining 14 minutes in which every other candidate also wants to speak, and so do you. So if someone crosses that barrier of 20-25 seconds, get in the GD and put your points. Also, try to get in more number of times. It is not, I'm not saying that you should be continuously getting into the GD, but see your point, inculcate your points, get a idea that, okay, the GD is going this way and I should be entering in that. Also, you will find several spots where the GD will be at its lowest volume, and that is the point to enter if you have not done so. So please keep this in mind. Also, try to be as expressive as you can. Okay, because the GD is here to test your group dynamics. It is not here to test your knowledge as per the face value, but the knowledge part is just a part playing in your personality. So give your best, and we'll be having another GD of same 15 minutes length, and keep these points in mind and give your best. Okay. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ज्यादा ओवर नहीं करना है, जैसे कि तुम ही जरूर बोल रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं है. फ्रेंडली जीडी मैंने बोला ना, जैसे हम लोग चाय पे करते हैं, आप अपने साथ दोस्तों के साथ भी करते होगे. आप बोलते हो, कुछ सुनते हो, कोई और बोलता है, फिर आपको लगता है नहीं मेरा भी एक पॉइंट है. और एक और चीज़ था, आप शायद से किसी को काउंटर कर देते हैं कि नहीं नहीं ये पॉइंट गलत है. स्टार्टिंग में मेरे को लगा ऐसा. ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना है, उस पर ऐड करना है. ठीक है, आई अग्री टू यू जेंटलमैन, बट आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड, इसमें मैं ये चीज़ भी ऐड करना चाहूँगा. प्लस जीडी के अंदर आपको जो है ऐसा दिखाना है, जो भी पॉइंट आप चूज कर रहे हो वो क्यों बेस्ट है. ये एक तरह से है. कई बार आप में से कई लोग जो हैं डेविएट हो रहे थे. ठीक है, अपने पॉइंट्स रिपीट करने पे भी आपको एक तरह से कोई इंसेंटिव नहीं है. ठीक है, तो ट्राई करो कि नए पॉइंट्स आओ, एंड जो भी आप पॉइंट चूज किया, जैसे 3 लीड्स थे, उसमें जो भी आपने चूज किया है उसी पे मेंटेन रखो लास्ट तक. ठीक है, हो सकता है आपको पॉइंट्स खत्म हो गए, ये नहीं कि आप सेकंड पॉइंट पे जंप कर गए एंड उसके आगे चले गए. ठीक है, और ट्राई करो जो जो आपके पॉइंट्स के आसपास के हैं ना, तो जो बोल रहे हैं वो तो उसमें बोलो कि ओके, आई टोटली अग्री टू यू, आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू ऐड, कि इसमें हम लोग ये चीज़ भी डाल सकते हैं। तो इस तरह करके आप डीडी को मूव करते रहो, ठीक है। इसके अंदर ऐसा समझ लो कि आपके पास मौका कम है अपने आप को दिखाने के लिए, ठीक है। स्कार्स रिसोर्स है 15 मिनट। Okay, so there's second topic. There is rising influence of China in the Indo-Pacific region. Which measure from the following should India adopt in order to counter the same while maintaining the diplomatic relation with China? First, military expansion. Second, increasing diplomatic ties with countries hostile to China. Third, build our own narrative over social media as soft power. Yes, I was going to. There is rising influence of China in the Indo-Pacific region. Which measure from the following should India adopt in order to counter the same while maintaining the diplomatic relation with China? First, military expansion. Second, increasing diplomatic ties with countries hostile to China. Third, build our own narrative over social media for soft power.
If China is leading in